this generic logo that we picked off the internet would be your specific logo. We've got a new login screen look that recognizes the fact that there are different types of people and places involved in maintenance today. And there is obviously a service request module associated with our system that can be customized to meet your specific needs. We also have web services associated with our software. So for colleges and universities and that have a common request system for IT and other functions, we can actually interface and bring the specific request for maintenance into the maintenance system. So I'm going to log in today as the administrator, and that will give me complete rights to show you everything. And when we log in, the first thing we see is a home screen, and this shows us scheduled versus unscheduled work. Our clients work very hard to get a large percentage of their work scheduled versus unscheduled. And of course, we want to make sure that we don't have a lot of overdue work orders, but this KPI here will show you open, not overdue, versus overdue and completed but not closed. We've added a function here that will allow you to project your PMs forward, both 7 days or 15 days. And based on the number of assets that are on a specific PM, we will identify the total number of work orders that are going to be generated over the next 7 or 15 days. So that's been a slight change. Typically in the past, we've just shown you the number of work order masters. And if you had 12 or 15 assets on a specific work order master, it would have just shown you one. Today, the system is going to show you the total number of work orders that are going to be generated. The assets and the asset tree have not changed in this new version, but one of the most important things that people forget is that this system allows you the ability to identify your site, your buildings, and within your buildings, specific locations. You don't have to put every room into the system. Hospitals and a lot of our colleges and universities do, but you can put areas, production areas, you can put all sorts of information, and then as you go down to a specific level, you're going to see in the system those items that are to be maintained at that particular location. So the further you drill down and the more finite you get, the easier it is to see how things are going. We've added key performance indicators to the system, and one of the key performance indicators is the ability to look at work orders by location. So again, as we drill down, if we look at a specific facility, let's look at that school district, I can see how many work orders I have at where they are in all of the different locations. Okay, and again, this is just a demo system, so it's not going to show a ton of information, but it gives you the idea of I can tell exactly where my people need to go and do their work. This type of thing helps them potentially organize how they get those PMs done during the course of the day, giving them better information to do their work. Some of the other key performance indicators that are in the system are total costs by facility, and we define a facility as a specific location, okay? So if I've got 5 plants in 5 locations, that would be 5 facilities. And this allows me to control costs by facility. It allows each person within a facility only the ability to see only what's pertinent to their particular facility. And yet from a management level, I can look across the facilities and do comparisons and do analysis of the breakdowns, the things like that. Another KPI that we've got is DM and PM hours by month. Again, it's important to know in relationship to breakdowns and am I getting my PMs done? Am I doing everything as break fix work? What's going on in my organization? And then of course I can do a root cause failure graph. So a KPI like this, and again, we can break it down into the school district, had none. But I'm able to look at what are my reasons for breakdown. And if you've got 6 or 8 or 10 reasons that you're tracking, electrical surge, vandalism, weather-related issues, things like that, this root cause failure graph, and when you click on it, of course, oops, my demo system isn't connected, but it will give you the detail of the work orders behind these particular reasons. So you can drill down and see the actual detail. Again, this is a pre-release demo version that I've got, but it's going to be released within 3 weeks. Mean time to repair and mean time between failure. We've recently joined the Reliability Professionals Standards Group, and these calculations are based on the standards put forth within the Reliability Professionals Standards Group. So, for example, the mean time to repair is from the time a service request or work order is created to the time that it is actually completed. The mean time between failure graph and those calculations are also based on that. And then we do DM and PM costs by month. Okay, so I can look at any specific month, and again, I can change this and go back in time, pick a date here. And so when I change the filter, I can look at the year worth of data and see my different costs associated with contractors, with material, with labor, and so forth, with total PM costs, and it's all broken out for me. We also can do custom KPIs, so if I want to look at work labor, for example, my technicians' time cards and things like that, I can look at open work orders, I can just look at closed work orders, or I can look at them both, and I can pick different dates, of course, and my cost centers are down this side of the screen, and then my labor crafts or my work types that I've identified are across the top. And of course, we can graph that nicely for you to show you exactly how time is being spent by technicians and what percentage of time is spent on what specific task. And then I can drill down. If I've got regions associated with my company, I can drill down by regions. I can drill down by specific facilities. And then I can drill down by specific trades. Okay, so I've got 2 different regions here. And I can go down to the level of technician level and see exactly in any given period. I can change the period here to July Say OK. And all of a sudden, my graph changes drastically with my time period. So these KPIs, we can do a financial dashboard. We can do, again, financial. We can go in and look at budgets and cost centers and things like that. And again, if I go back a few months, and again, the more data you have in your system, the more information you're going to get. But I can show the actual maintenance cost against the budgeted cost and so forth. So another KPI that we can put in is safety KPI. For those of you in manufacturing who do Gemba walks, we're able to put the scatter chart together based on the Gemba walk data from our system. We can look at asset downtime, and we can look. Here's one that's real important: a PM parts forecast. So based on my PM masters, I can aggregate them, and based on either 15, 30, 90, 180, or 365 days, I can project the PM parts that I'm going to need. So this weekly job here, I'm going to need 52 parts, and I only have 15 available. This goes red. Here, these are yellow, because for a period of time, I'm okay, but eventually I need 7, 15, 15, and 15, and I'm sitting at a lower number. And then here I'm green, I'm okay. I only need 4, and I've got 15 on hand. So this can help you project parts needs based on the frequency. And again, for a 15-day period, I only need 2 parts, and I have 15 on hand. I'm in good shape. So again, KPIs are something new in the system and available. They are an added feature that you might want to talk to one of our consultants about. Some of the things we've added are the ability for people that have hospitals, for example, where different departments order things. We have a stock request function. And what this allows you to do is have different catalogs of items put together. And those catalogs, you'll be able to select specific items from them. And based on the items in the catalog, you'll be able to select the quantity and parts. And then based on that, we've got the stock fulfillment function, which will give you the order from the people, and you can put in the quantity that you fulfilled, and it'll allow you to reduce your on-hand inventories. So it's an inventory function for hospitals, colleges, places that have different departments just asking for inventory. It has nothing to do with maintenance necessarily, but it's an additional function. Our system supports personnel and contractors. And again, we find a lot of people that don't schedule their contractors. They don't document the fact that a contractor came in and did dock lock maintenance. They don't document the fact that a contractor comes in and works on their forklifts or their reach trucks or whatever. It's important to be able to document what the contractors do from a standpoint of both OSHA and from a standpoint of, if I want to bid this job to a different contractor at some point, exactly what is that contractor doing? What is the frequency? What am I paying for that? All of that information can be attached to the contractor, and you'll be able to track and easily identify when you get different bids, is this a good bid, a bad bid, or whatever? Are they going to do the same thing, the same frequencies? What services are they providing me that the other contractor didn't? Things like that. We've got a complete purchasing system and purchasing escalation capability. This allows you to, based on individual rights and tree of escalation, to get approvals on requisitions, put together purchase requisitions, purchase orders, and go through an approval process and so forth. I'm doing a webinar coming up in later this month. I believe it's the 15th or 16th. 16th. You can check our website on the value of keeping track of inventory. Simple example: we just worked with a client that had 5 different locations, and they had no idea how much they had in terms of inventory values. When we combined them into a single system, we found out the number of common parts. We found out that we could easily reduce their inventory through more effective purchasing, because their plants were all located in a general area, by over 20%. That's $8 million reduced by 20%. It becomes a significant number. We've talked to people in the past that said parts aren't important. Well, when it becomes a big number, it can become very important. Our reports have been enhanced, and of course we allow custom reports to be developed and put on the system. But more importantly, the next version, as an option, will have an artificial intelligence bot that you'll be able to ask questions about your history data and about your open work orders and about your parts and things like that. So the addition of what we call Ask Steve will be developed jointly between Eagle and the University of Wisconsin, one of the professors there, and a total artificial intelligence bot that will give you any type of information. You can drill down, ask questions. It'll tell you about the quality of your data and so forth. And again, one of the things that we help clients with is helping them put together processes and procedures that improve the quality of the data they're getting about their maintenance operation. Again, that service request capability is inherent in the system. When service requests come in, there's no need to retype information. You can review that information. You can find it as a vehicle to talk to the person that's requesting the work, whether it's a machine down, or they need a whiteboard hung, or they need some room set up. All of that type of thing, that information that they can provide you through the service request from the factory floor or from anywhere in the facilities, can be captured and brought forward. And then you have the option in the system to edit it, to accept it, or to decline it. You may need budget approval and not want to have the authority to do the type of work they're requesting. So accept, edit, and decline are some of the options. Again, in our system anywhere, you can export data to Excel, and you can filter information. So if I want to find something that begins with S here, I simply put an S in, and it will find that there's an S located in both of these, and my option is contains as a default. If I want to put begins with as my option, all of a sudden the focus changes and I find different data. And again, between the bot and our filtering capabilities, there's instantaneous information available to people that they've never before gotten in client server versions of software, and a lot of others of our competitors. The work orders, of course, are part of the system. I can look at open work orders. I can look at work order master templates. If you're in a multi-facility environment, the work order master template allows me to set up one, and let's say I've got 50 Raymond lift trucks in 30 different locations. I can set up one work order master for maintenance for the various cycles of maintenance, and that PM master will be available to all the facilities consistently. If I find the need to change something, the frequency of maintenance, the steps in maintaining that, or anything else, when I change the work order master template, all of the copies of that, so to speak, at the different locations are automatically updated and changed. So again, multi-facility environments helps to maintain consistent standards, consistent steps, more comprehensive information in the work order for consistent maintenance throughout your facilities. Again, this can help with OSHA. It can help with the training of maintenance people by having more comprehensive work orders. A simple work order master is one that will not be replicated to different facilities, but it is one that you can set up within your own facility. And it can be a template where I set it up, but I only activate it as I need it. So it may be a work order master for a specific type of work, a light out in a classroom, for example, or a light out on the factory floor. And if I need that work order, it's templated, I can activate it, and I don't have to put a lot of information other than which light do I need to go look at. Time card function has been updated, and based on the individual, it'll tell you the number of work orders that they have associated, and they can go in and edit and put their time in on the time card. So that's got a new look. The inspection module is new in the system, and there's an administrative panel that allows you to create inspections, and the answers to these inspections are going to be tracked and trended. So for example, if I'm taking a pressure reading, or if I'm taking a temperature reading, or anything like that, as I take these and do these inspections or work over time, it will keep and graph the information related to a standard range or whatever. More importantly, on an inspection, if there's something that fails, the system will give me an automatic capability to create a work order identifying what failed into the new work order. We provide the Gemba walk questions to our clients, and one of the reasons that we do it is they're standard for 5S inspections, and we've got them created, and again, they tie in directly to the key performance indicator for the quality and 5S rating of a facility. So inspection is new. It's not calibration. We do have a partner, CompuCal, and that's one of the reasons the dashboard has been updated. The login page has been updated to reflect the relationship with CompuCal. Not only can we have your logo on the front page, but if you have calibration and maintenance associated with your facility, the calibration module can be logged on with the same logon as you are logging into Proteus. And then based on your rights, you'll have access to the calibration module as well. we will be doing a demonstration of the calibration module in the not too distant future. We've done a couple of them already. And if you have more interest in that, please let us know, because we will let you know when that presentation will occur. One of the other changes in the planner that's occurred is the labor load balancing function. So labor load balancing gives me an indication here of the number of work orders that a person has, the hours associated with those work orders. So I see that this individual today is 200% booked. This person's 152%, but this person here has only got 3¼ hours of their day booked. So I'm able to go here, for example, and see, oh, this is a 5-hour job. Well, Sergio can do that. All I need to do is drag and drop it to Sergio, and now that work is no longer mine, it goes to Sergio. And now Sergio has got 8¼ hours booked today. So it gives me an update, and I'm allowed to see exactly where I'm at with my scheduling with each individual. The other thing that is changed, and again in work orders and under the planner, is the calendar. The calendar view is going to show you all overdue work orders for the entire facility in today's date. So the 103 work orders that I had that were overdue on my homepage amount to 274.35 hours. Unless I get a Superman group of people together, I'm probably not going to be able to reduce that overdue work order situation too much today, but I've got to chip away at it. This shows you the total number of work orders and the total hours based on the estimated time, both for preventive maintenance and for break-fix work orders that are overdue. The final change is to the labor planner. And this is a new function. It allows you to assign people to shifts, to specific labor crafts. It'll show their available hours in the week. You can identify, for example, if a technician gets a half-hour lunch and 2 15-minute breaks, but they work a 40-hour shift, that they're only available 7 hours in that day. So it gives you a lot of planning information. And in the personnel tab itself, when you look at an employee, one of the new things on any individual is the ability to go in and edit and adjust their working hours. So if somebody's assigned to a shift, they could start on Sunday through Friday, or they could be Monday through Friday, or whatever the situation might be. But let's say on Wednesday, they come in and they come in at 12 p.m. and they work till 5 p.m., half a day, so to speak, that day. Or if you've got part-time custodians or anything like that, this will, even though they're assigned to a specific shift, give that individual the number of hours that they're available in the day. So lots of changes in terms of helping you plan your work and work the plan, so to speak. The other thing is there's one other type of work order master, and that's a custom work order master, where we have clients that have a lot of the same model numbers of equipment, whether it be conveyor segments or a lot of like equipment, robotic arms and things like that. And you want to do a work order for a specific area. So I want to do all the FANUC robots, for example, arms in a specific area on a work order master. This allows you to work by model number. So you can go in the custom work order master, and you'll select an area and a specific model in that area to get your work orders. And again, this helps with timing and location and not having the technician walk all over during the course of the day. They can focus their work on a specific model or models in a specific area. And you can actually do multiple models with multiple tasks on that custom work order master. Again, we set up we do support Active Directory. We have users and roles. And under the licensing, when we identify a user in this role, we can create a new user, and I have to select an Active Directory user name and things like that. There's some changes that are coming forth in this particular capability, but under rights, if I go to users here, each of these users will be identified as either a mobile and web user, just a mobile user, or just a web user. Okay, so that's a change in our licensing. Those customers that have existing licensing won't change, but as we go forward, or you go forward, and you just want a mobile user only, that will be something that'll be capable. We can identify, the user as an inspection user, and we can identify whether this is a person that can create inspections. That would be the council administrative user. And then each person should only have one role. Okay, that role allows them to do whatever they need to do. And then a specific role is assigned to one or more facilities. Again, one of the most critical things that we see people ignoring a lot of times is the ability to track work by cost centers. A cost center can be named anything you want it to be named. And as you close work orders with labor and material, it will track against a budget for you, okay? You don't have to have a budget in place, but if you do, it will track against that budget and show you how much you've got remaining. So we've got clients that have 40 or 50 different cost centers. They're tied to their SAP or their Oracle database cost centers. We have other clients that have 4 or 5, but it's very easy when you're creating that work order to tie it to a cost center. It could be a cell, it could be a segment of the plant or a product type that you identify as a cost center, and then all the work done toward that particular cost center can be tracked. So that's a lot of information. There's a lot of changes. The system is becoming more and more easy. We're increasing the usability of the system, the response time of the system, and we're working to listen to our customers and our prospects about their needs. We look forward, if you're a prospect on this webinar, to serving you. Otherwise, if you're an existing customer and you want to look at some of these features in more depth, get better understanding of them, we're happy to have you talk to any of our representatives to work with you and give you either the existing KPIs, a custom KPI, the bot can be added to your system, whatever you need. Let us know, and we'll be happy to work with you.